Andrew McCart, IFLTV, delighted to be joined by the best beard in boxing, David Jamieson himself. David, you've got to change that name from the real deal to just the beard.
The beard, you like that? You see it
Eh,
side on it.
That man.
I mate, listen, that could maybe catch on. We'll see. We'll see. We'll deal with Aloys first, and then we'll look at changing the name, mate.
That's it. We'll deal with allies first, then we'll change the name. Because there is a guy called the beard in NBA basketball called James Harden. I don't know if you know that. He's got a beard like,
Right? No.
but he's called the beard. That's what they call him because he's so good. So maybe you
And
could.
how does it compare? How does it
Does not
compare?
compare. Does not compare.
Ah, right, there you go,
Does
mate.
not.
That's there you are.
Does
Proof in the
not
pudding.
compare. Well, you touched on it, Aloys. You got to deal with Aloys on May 24th. Um,
Yep.
Aloys is a cruiserweight, which, although he's lost his professional debut,
Mm.
he's won nine with eight knockouts after that. A big,
Yeah.
big puncher.
Yes.
You've been in with big punchers before, but has
Hmm.
anyone and with anyone like you before?
I don't think so. I think that's the question here. I said that at the presser that top 10, top 15 in Britain. Everybody's big punchers at cruiserweight 14-4. I've been well quoted as saying it previously. Everybody can punch, Andy. But I, it's he been in with somebody like me. I've been in with Mikel Laval, probably one of the most concussive punchers that we've seen. Chev, I know that didn't end too well, but he was more slick. But Aloys, I don't think he's not been in with anybody like me. Somebody that's going to take it and keep marauding on, straight in his chest, take his best shots and keep going.
Like you after the Chev, you mentioned Chev Clark there. Now after that fight with Chev, you had a massive injury with the jaw, but then you came back. You had three fights after that on the small hall circuit up at heavyweight though.
Yep,
So that being said, easy choice to come back down to cruiserweight. I not mean that 14-4. You're a big man. Is
yep.
it still easy to make?
Aye, so it was Mikel. It was after the British title. It was after Mikel with the jawbreak, and then I
That was it. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Sorry. Yeah.
came back probably a bit too soon after the jawbreak because I'd lost a lot of weight in box, Chef. But coming back down, listen, that was always the plan to come back down to cruiserweight. I'd established my name at cruiser, and that's where I'm ranked. I was campaigning at heavyweight at about 16 stone three. So and holding the weight and I could punch it, but you look at some of these bigger guys, Andy, they're 18 stone. And it's not taking the punches for these guys. You can't hurt these lads. See these lads at 18 stone, you can't hurt them. So I was always going to come back down. That was always the plan.
And Aloys, like I said to you, he's a dangerous puncher, but and I know that you've changed gym now. You have paired up at shots near shots, which is a change of scenery for
Yep.
yourself. Is that a much needed change of scenery this at this stage of your career?
Yes, listen, I think everybody's aware as you get older, you get scared of change, don't you? Whether that be in your working life and whatever it may be, you get scared of change. And my last few performances, albeit the knockouts at heavyweight and things, but I was needing something that was going to bring the best out in me. I was needing something that was going to excuse the language, but put a rocket up your ass, as we say in Scotland. That's what you say. You put a rocket up you. So I was needing something that was going to keep me on my toes, get in there repaired. It's something totally different. I'm used to being like the name in the gym. In there, I'm not. You're just Davy. And it's a totally different way of training. It's been really, really good so far. Thoroughly enjoying it.
Are we going to see a different version of David Jamieson, David the Beard Jamieson, come the 24th?
Aye, well, listen, maybe you'll not see the real deal, maybe you'll see the beard. But no, listen, I think no, I'm established and I do what I do. But it would be nice to go back to a bit of the boxing, and showcase my skills in that department. I won Scottish titles as an amateur, Andy, and stuff like that. I stuck to my boxing back then. I wasn't just like as I say that wham bam thank you ma'am sort of stuff. I wasn't just always just crashing in and trying to take guys out.
Mhm.
Albeit that is obviously the ultimate goal. But it'd be nice to well, I'll need to, let's not kid on. What's the point in getting in and standing right in front of Aloys? I know watch this week, but why do it? The only advantages he's got over me is that me standing right in front of him. So why give him them? Why not get in your bike for a bit of box, bank a few rounds and then put it on him?
Well, again, we don't want to go too much into the game plan, but it seems like when you look at him on box rec, right, he's had some very, very early stoppages. He's been done one
Mhm.
10 rounder. Um, so is it sort of like the case when I look at this fight? Is it with you and
Mhm.
Aloys? Obviously, for you though, Davey, when it comes to
Mhm.
approaching this fight, is it to weather the storm maybe in the early rounds and then take him into deep waters in the second half of the fight?
Listen, Andy, I'm not too worried about like I mean it's not this like they keeping your cards, in the poker game. It is what it is. It will just be who can effectively put their game plan down. And yes, that'll be mine. Go out and box him, keep it long. I'm much bigger, I'm much longer than him. I think we can see that. I was actually taken aback of the size of him at the presser. Albeit he's well muscled and explosive and stuff, but we all are.
Mm.
Go out and box him, keep it long, see how he copes when it's not all going his way, and then put it on him into the middle of the late rounds.
I'm glad you mentioned the press conference because I've been to loads of press conferences, especially
Mm.
lately, and there's always
Yep.
been this animosity, beef, fake beef.
There was nothing.
It was not, but then you know what? It
uh,
was refreshing. I must admit, it
uh-huh.
was very, very refreshing when you've got three fights at the top of the card with you and Aloys,
Mhm.
McGregor,
Yep.
Collins, Taylor, Esserman,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was just you're going to get good fights. Three of those
Yeah.
fights we're going to have. They're fantastic fights. So we don't need any of that. I think everybody appreciates
Yeah.
what's on the table and what the fans can expect come the 24th of May. It was refreshing.
Aye, Dev, shout out to Dev Sani. He
Yeah.
was doing his bit to try and get his big wooden spoon out. It just wasn't happening, wasn't it? Not.
No.
But no, listen, I think that's testament to all the fighters, who they are as people on the bill and how they go about their business. They do their talking in the ring, and that's the way it should be. You don't need to sell fights at pressers and stuff.
Mhm.
People look at the names on that bill. They know what we're all about, Andy. And it's just a case of getting away, do what you do, get the training camp in. Hopefully, everybody gets through it unscathed, and we get in there in the night and do the job.
And again, the 24th of May, Glasgow, Hydro, Josh Taylor coming back to Scotland, big fights. We've got an old Scottish clash in McGregor, Collins, all this young Scottish talent coming through, and Lazzarini, Bibby, Drew Lemond, Alex Arthur Jr. making his debut. There's absolutely no way you're losing in front of this crowd, are you?
No, man, come on. Listen, this is a proper bill, isn't it? Let's see me you're talking there about those names. I mean, what a crop. I mean, we've always known that over the last few years about trying to get big shows back in Scotland, but that bill, that bill could have been filled two times over up here. Because by the way, there's twice the names that could have been on that of the talent in Scotland. There's lots of local talent, all good fighters. So it's good to be getting this platform. It's up to us to now perform, do the job. And I think I said that to the press. Everybody gets out of this what they want to get out of it, and hopefully Warren and Queensbury comes back and they're going to start running shows up here.
Well, they've signed Alex Arthur Jr., they've signed Drew Lemond, and they've got
Hmm.
Nathaniel Collins, excuse me, and obviously they've got Josh Taylor as well. So fingers crossed that they do that. Now, David, you've been on big shows before, on Sky Sports, but you've
Hmm.
never fought on a big show, I don't believe, in Scotland.
Queensbury. All right, right, right. No, I thought you were going to say I've not fought in a Queensbury show, but no, I've not fought in a big show up here.
No. I know.
Well, listen,
What's your emotions then? What are your emotions to? Like I said, you've always been the away fighter. You've always fought in the opponent's backyard, so to speak, against the crowd and against the promoter and whatnot. But it seems like now you're going to have that little bit. There's going to be that little 10% with that crowd going to be pushing you in this fight.
massive. No, listen, you're right. There was the whole fight zone thing up here, and with a few shows, and then there was meant to be the show at the Hydro, but I ended up, remember, I had a fear freak accident. The dog bit my hand.
That's
I
right. I
ended up
remember that.
getting,
Yeah.
so I ended up getting rushed to A&E, and then my hand get infected and get pulled out. But albeit, listen, and not being disrespectful, but like that, when you were at ringside at that one, that wasn't a Hydro show. This is going to be a Hydro show. This is going to be packed to the rafters. Josh Taylor making his debut, coming up away. Come on, this is proper big time boxing, Andy. This isn't tears in the Hydro shot.
No,
This is going to be every bit fighting in the Hydro.
I'm glad
No,
you're.
this is.
Listen. Are you saying that because you know I'm not going to make it? You do know that, right? I'm not
Oh,
there.
you're not going to be there?
You don't know. Well,
No.
can you have a word with my wife? We're going to Italy on the 25th, on the 20th to the 25th. So, David, go and do me a favour. Go and speak to my wife and just say to her, listen,
Oh, listen.
let's cut the holiday short. Let's.
Listen, you know yourself. Listen, well, there you go. Testament to what I was saying there. We've got to do it. We've got to do it, and then there'll be another one down the line. That's the bottom line.
Well, listen, I'm going to hold you to that. If all the Scottish lads can get the wins and whatnot, then bring the shows back up to Scotland so I can get another one. Because unfortunately, it's my wife's 40th and we're going to Italy. So
Is
um,
it?
I was thinking it was meant to be the third, and I was like, yes. Then it was the 10th, and it was Lee Wood and
I
Kakashi.
know.
Like, okay,
Aye.
now it might be the 17th, but they've just bypassed the 17th and jumped straight to
Yes,
the 4th. So anyway,
I
it
remember.
is what
Aye.
it is. It is what it is. I'm happy for every single Scottish fighter on the bill because we don't get the big shows up here, David, as you well
No.
know, and we only get them if Josh Taylor comes to town. And it seems now with the young crop coming through, you doing your thing, McGregor,
Mhm.
Collins, Aston Brown, and Reece Porter in a great fight. So it seems
Yeah.
like the future is bright for Scottish boxing.
Big time. No, it absolutely is that, Andy. It's well, there you go. Like the names that you've just mentioned, and it's an honour to be mentioned in amongst them. But they're top of the bill fights there. You know, they're cracking fights, proper TV fights.
Mm, definitely. A couple more from me then, Davy boy. And I'll keep mentioning the beard, and there's a reason for that. My wife hates beards, right? This is the longest I can grow,
Right?
right? What's going to happen? I don't think the board allow a beard that long, do they?
Do you know, well, I've boxed with a beard this long, and it's never been a problem.
Is that right? I'm pretty
Huh?
sure the board said it has to be a certain length or something
That's
along. Yeah, you might have to look
huh?
into that, mate, because I think
Is
you're gonna
this
shed tears.
is this the old Billy Connolly joke in case like they're trying to hit you in the
Ah,
chin
yeah,
and
they kind of find the chin.
Aye, aye, good luck with that. Well, there you go. There's my tactics. Everybody knows. Secrets out. You know what I mean?
But listen, how sad. I mean, I could actually see you in tears when that gets trimmed.
Nah, listen. See, to be fair, my wife Michaela, she'll be watching this later on, chuckling away. It's got longer and longer every time I'm in. Shout out to Adam Berry, my barber. He keeps it all trimmed up, but every time I'm in, I'm saying like take an inch off it. But he just gives it a wee trim and tidies it up, and it seems to be just getting gradually longer and longer. So, to be fair, it could probably be doing with an inch off it.
Listen, it's a badass beard, and the reason I mention it is because I fucking love it, mate. I'm going to be deadly serious
Cheers,
here.
mate.
I do like it. Only because I'm jealous. But listen, a great fight against you and Aloys. Aloys is a great guy as well. The respect in at the press conference was fantastic. I enjoyed it, but we don't need to create fake beef, which is refreshing,
No,
like you said.
no.
So, have you got a message for Aloys leading into this fight? A message that maybe you hadn't said at the press conference.
No, you're absolutely smack on. Obviously, it's the first time I met him in person. He's a gentleman. He speaks very well. He's quite articulate. No, a really, really pucker individual, especially for a young man. Andy, like I mean, he's only 21, so he's a young lad, and I thought he conducted himself very well at the press conference. It's not easy, all that stuff. But like, again, just so if you're listening, Aloys, I hope you're listening. Coming to get you. No, it's just best of luck through training camp. Do your thing, and I just come in the best version of yourself, and we'll put it all down the line. That's it. That's it.
Definitely. And now, again, the fans are in for a treat with you and Aloys on the 24th of
Mm,
May. It's going to be exciting. There's going to be fireworks. There's going to be drama. I can
I
see it, and I'm looking forward to it.
think so. I
I'll,
think so. No,
I'll
the fireworks. Listen, it will be.
definitely.
Aye.
I'll be in Italy like this. Look, watching on my phone. All right. Don't
Aye.
worry about that. I'll be watching.
Aye.
Italy.
Of course.
David boy, thank you so much. I appreciate your time as always. Hope training
No, me too.
goes well for yourself and Aloys. And yeah, until the next time, mate. I'll see you very, very soon.
Thanks for your time, Andy.
My
Cheers. See
pleasure,
you later,
David, as
guys.
always. Thank you, mate.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.